Jadi kita masih akan berbincang ya Pak ya, karena kita harus menyaparkan Balkis Manisang yang ada di Kempinski. Di sana nampaknya Balkis sudah bersama Bapak Scott Marshall, Duta Besar Amerika Serikat untuk Indonesia, dan akan berbincang dengan beliau. Balkis silahkan.
Ya, benar sekali Dini dan juga Rivi, saya sudah bersama dengan Pak Scott Marshall. Ini adalah Duta Besar dari Amerika Serikat untuk Indonesia. So, I'm not gonna ask you about the prediction, who's gonna win, because I know you're not gonna answer that. So, this is still 45 million, right? First, I want to ask, have you used your vote?
I have. I voted by absentee ballot.
Absentee ballot.
Yes.
All right. Is it so easy to?
It's pretty easy. If you have to request it a little bit early, so you can't wait till the last minute. But it's quite easy.
Mr. Ambassador, we know that how America used the system for a democrat system, but it's not really one man, one vote.
Well, for the president, it's the electoral college, so everybody gets to vote. But in the end, the winners of each state gets all of that state's electoral votes. So each state has a certain number of electoral votes depending on its population. So if you win, for example, the state of California, you get all of its electoral votes. And the winner, whoever gets 270 electoral votes, which is just over 50%, is the president. Usually, it's the same person also wins the most votes total. But it's possible that if in a very close election, that the winner of the popular vote would not win the electoral vote.
And popular vote, we can see surprisingly it's red. Surprisingly, it's more red for Romney for popular vote. But the actual meaning vote is how a state have the electoral votes.
That's right. And yes, I see the results show a 1 percentage point lead, I think, for Governor Romney at this point nationally. But again, it depends where the votes are coming in from. And it's early. But as you said, in the end, what matters is the electoral votes from the states.
All right. We can still see here, Mr. Scott Marshall, so many gray areas.
Yes.
So this is by the experience from 2008 election. It will change very tight or unpredictably.
Well, it's unpredictable. The states that are gray are so close that they haven't been able to determine yet who won them.
All right. I have to mention one thing, Mr. Ambassador. We know that New Jersey, New York have such a very difficult time continuing the superstorm Sandy, and yet the National Weather Service have also informed that this week will be continuing with a lot of storm coming. Is it gonna change, or is it gonna difficult how the citizen will vote using the vote?
Well, it certainly is creating some hardship in terms of voting. I think both state governments in New Jersey and New York are trying very hard to help people vote, but we'll have to see whether maybe not as many people vote there because of the storms. We just don't know yet.
Okay. Well, last one. I'm not going to ask you about the prediction, but I'm going to ask about: is it gonna be a very neck and neck? Because we know that Obama brings change forward, and Romney brings the real change. What does this mean to you?
Well, I think the important thing is they're both put forward their ideas on how to strengthen our country. Some people prefer Governor Romney's ideas. Some people prefer President Obama's ideas. Every indication till now, including the early voting, it is very, very close. And we'll just have to see in the next few hours who has the lead.
Okay, we still don't know. are you Republican or Democratic? We don't see like that. But do you think that later on, Romney or Obama will actually repeat the history? Who won the popular vote will also won the electoral vote?
You know, we just don't know. In our history, usually whoever wins the popular vote also wins the electoral vote, but not always. So we just don't know. We'll have to see. But it's very clear that the winner is whoever wins the electoral vote.
Okay. Do you see that by far both the candidates is really optimistic on how the pre-national result is going?
Yeah, I haven't had a chance really to hear anything from them today, but going into the election, both candidates were expressing optimism.
All right. Anything you want to say for the citizen in the U.S. that may be watching us?
Well, I just say that, you know, it's great to have an election event like this in Indonesia. You know, with the second and third largest democracies, and, you know, in the end, democracy comes down to electing our representatives, so it's really fun to be here.
All right. How is it to you, last one? How is it to you now in the Grand Ballroom?
I think it's great. I love this. It's really well done, and we're very grateful to the Kempinski Hotel for organizing it, and especially to all of our Indonesian friends who've come.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador, for your time. Ya, dan pemirsa tadi itu adalah sedikit wawancara juga dengan Scott Marshall yang mengatakan bahwa memang tidak akan memprediksi siapa yang menang, tapi dilihat dari perjalanan sejauh ini National Resort baru sampai 45 juta, masih ada banyak sekali yang ditunggu, dan masih pasti ada perbedaan-perbedaan yang kita masih akan lihat, akan mungkin mengejutkan, seperti di negara-negara bagian Florida, Ohio, dan Iowa yang menjadi kunci dari kemenangan popular vote menuju ke electoral college berikutnya. Kembali ke Anda, Dini dan juga Rivi.